I've got a fun and super easy 2-page spread to share with you. You'll love how fast this one is. I don't call myself the Lazy Scrapbooker for nothing. Hi, it's Donna Guest, Creative Memories Advisor and Lazy Scrapbooker. Welcome to our newest edition of the Savvy Scrapbookers. This month, Debbie Martin, Nicole So, and I had the easiest decision ever on which collection to use. Once we saw the new Sweet Summer, that was it. We've divided up the paper pack and the embellishment pack and have 6 pages for you. Let's get started. Here are the tools you'll need for these pages: your 12-inch trimmer, your 12-inch decorative trimmer, and a tape runner. Here are the 6 embellishments we'll be using for these 2 pages. Before I show you the papers I'm using, let me cut these since Nicole and Debbie and I have split them up. So from this cut apart sheet, I'm going to have the left side of one. And when you're cutting this, be sure to look for your sight line that tucks itself up in the top there. And make sure that you're cutting all the way down on the line. When you do that, you'll have a perfect cut. I'm also using the right-hand side, but I'm going to cut it off of this one because Nicole used 8 inches of this and Debbie used 8 inches of another. So I want to keep it just as they did it so that when you're doing all 6 of these pages, it'll be exactly right. I'm also getting 1/3 of the pretty cloud paper that has these beautiful stripes on the other side. So I'm getting the top half, and that is going to be 4 inches. Here are the papers you'll need to create these 2 pages. We've got the wavy paper, the orange paper with the suns, and the speckled paper. If you have trouble identifying that, it's the one with the purple stripes on the other side. Then we've got 3/3. We've got the top portion of the clouds, and we've got 2 cut aparts, and these have purple on the other side. First, these are the 2 papers I'm going to use as my background, so let's put those out of the way. Next, we're going to take our wavy paper, and we're going to take our 12-inch decorative trimmer, and we're going to cut off a 2-inch swell for the bottoms of both pages. So, to use the swell, that's going to be the less wavy blade over here, and we're going to measure it 2 inches. So here's our cutting line right here. We're going to go 1 and 2 inches. And if you don't get it exact, it's okay. Okay, there's 1, and now let's do another. But I do want this straight, so we're going to trim this off. Just trim a little trash off of that. So now we can cut a straight border at the bottom again. And so we're going to open this up, line it up at 2 inches back there again, and use our swell. This wavy paper, you just kind of have to use the decorative trimmer with to get that wavy look. It looks great. Now I've got 4 inches of these adorable clouds, and I'm going to cut that in half at 2 inches, and that's going to be my border at the top. Easy enough. Now let's take the 4 pieces we've cut off so far, and we'll attach them at the top and the bottom of our pages. You only need a small amount of adhesive. I apply about 1 inch of tape runner in 3 areas for each of these strips. Now we're ready for the next step. Here are the papers we are left with. I have a lot of cut aparts, and honestly, I can't use all of these on 2 pages. I could use those on a ton of pages, but I'm going to take advantage of the pretty purple on the other side and make a few photo mats. So I've chosen these 3 cut aparts to use. So let's cut those off. And again, using my sight line so that I make sure I do a clean cut along that edge. I always compare this to cutting a sheet of wallet-size school photos to make sure you cut right in the perfect spot. All right, so now let's continue cutting this one apart. The sight lines are an easily forgotten feature of the 12-inch trimmer because they hide themselves up in the top part of this arm here. Okay, now I'm just going to cut, well, I'll just use this line that's already here so I know I'm cutting at 6 inches. Just too lazy to even get the ruler out sometimes. So here we have 3 photo mats. So this is what we've got from those 2 4-inch cut apart strips. Now I'm going to use what's left of this wavy paper. I have already used the wave, so we're going to flip it over and I'm going to cut off a straight edge here. Okay, I'll get the ruler out now. And we're left with about 8 inches. If I cut really close here, I've got exactly 8 inches left. So let's cut that in half at 4 inches. Hey, I think we're done with the trimmer now. I'm going to use these 2 4-inch strips with the cute summer words that have the waves on the other side and just push them up here to the top next to my clouds. You know, I kind of say this is a bit of an optional piece for you. You could save this paper for something else or make photo mats out of it. I just wanted to add a little more color to the page, but you know, it's certainly fine the way it is without them there. Okay, now let's add some photos. It looks like I have 6 photos here, which I can easily get on this page. So let me trim them up a bit. Now I've selected 3 photos to use with these 3 purple photo mats. So I'm going to trim the photos just a little bit since the mats are 4x6 to give myself an 1/8 inch border all the way around. And so to trim an 1/8 inch off the top and the bottom, I need to cut 1/4 inch off of my photo. While I'm cropping my photos, I wanted to mention if you're enjoying this video, hit like so that it gets to more people. And if you want more fast scrapbook pages, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Thanks. Oh, I'd better write that date down. August 18th, 2013. Wow, these photos are about 10 years old. I guess there's the proof that I'm not completely caught up on my scrapbooking. But of course, who is? I think I'm going to tuck some of these photos underneath the waves here and kind of tilt them a little bit. I love tilting things because you don't have to be perfect and it's still going to look great. And then I'm going to offset these a little bit just to have kind of a frame around them with this blue paper in the back. And then we'll use this as a journaling box. I think I know where my embellishments are going to go. We'll see. Something like that. All right, now let me go ahead and write my journaling and attach everything, and we're almost done. Here's a great tip on storing your pens. I love to use the Creative Memories 5x7 photo cases. They're only 2 for $9, and I've got them labeled with my dual tip pens and my dot pens. Journaling is so important. It's the who, what, when, and where, but also the fun stories that make you smile years later that you may not have remembered. Let's say we pop it up a little bit with some foam squares. I have really begun to love these, and I've never really used them a lot because I don't like to make my albums really thick, but it doesn't really make them really thick, I found. It's just fun. Of course, this is totally optional. You don't have to do this. It just gives a little bit of shadow behind it. Okay, we're all done. You could, of course, added more pictures if you'd cut them a little bit smaller, but I'm pretty happy with 6 on this 2-page spread. And I have some journaling in a cute journaling box. Next, check out Debbie and Nicole's videos for 4 additional pages. You'll find the links to their videos in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a sweet summer.